You wake up tomorrow morning and reach for your wallet. It's gone. Not stolen. Not lost. It simply never existed. Neither did coins. Neither did banks. Neither did salaries. The strange part is that nobody notices. Because in this version of history, money was never invented. No cash. No credit cards. No stock markets. No billionaires. No prices. Nothing that can be exchanged for everything else. At first, this sounds impossible. How would anyone buy food? How would companies exist? How would cities survive? To answer that question, we need to travel backward. Far backward. Long before banks. Long before kingdoms. Long before the first written records. For most of human history, people lived in small groups. Anthropologists believe these groups often relied on sharing rather than buying. Food was gathered. Food was hunted. Food was distributed. A successful hunt fed the group. Not just the hunter. The idea of paying for dinner would have seemed strange. But small groups create small problems. Civilizations create large ones. Around 10,000 years ago, agriculture began spreading across multiple regions. People settled down. Villages grew. Populations exploded. Strangers began interacting every day. And strangers present a problem. Trust. You may share food with family. You may share food with friends. Would you share food with a stranger from another village? Probably not. So trade emerged. You have grain. I have pottery. We exchange. Simple. Until it isn't. Imagine you need shoes. The shoemaker wants fish. You don't have fish. You have grain. Now you must find a fisherman willing to trade fish for grain. Then trade the fish for shoes. Economists call this the double coincidence of wants. Both people must want exactly what the other person offers. The larger society becomes, the worse this problem gets. Would you spend half your day searching for the right trade? Ancient people certainly didn't want to. So human societies began searching for solutions. In our timeline, they found one. Money. But imagine they never did. What would happen? At first, people would probably improve barter systems. Communities might keep records. Families might earn favors. Villages could track obligations. I helped build your house. You owe me 3 days of labor. Systems like this have existed throughout history. Yet they struggle to scale. A village of 100 people can remember obligations. A city of 1 million cannot. Now imagine modern life. You want a smartphone. What do you trade? A bicycle? A month of gardening? 20 chickens? How would a smartphone factory operate? Thousands of workers. Hundreds of suppliers. Millions of components. Every transaction requires negotiation. Every exchange requires agreement. The complexity becomes overwhelming. This is where many people imagine civilization collapsing. But humans are remarkably adaptable. We solve problems. That is what we do. Without money, societies would likely invent alternative systems. Some economists have proposed labor credits. Work for 1 hour. Receive 1 credit. Spend credits elsewhere. Others imagine reputation economies. Your contributions determine your access to resources. Communities might rely on digital accounting systems. There is just one problem. These systems begin looking suspiciously familiar. Labor credits function like money. Digital accounting functions like money. Universal trade tokens function like money. The names change. The purpose remains. Why does this keep happening? Because money solves 3 enormous problems. It stores value. It measures value. And it transfers value. Without those functions, trade becomes painfully inefficient. The economist Adam Smith famously discussed these challenges centuries ago. Modern economists continue debating exactly how money emerged. Yet they broadly agree on one thing. Complex economies need mechanisms that simplify exchange. Otherwise, growth slows dramatically. Now imagine a world where no such mechanism ever appears. What changes? Almost everything. Let's start with specialization. A modern surgeon can spend decades mastering medicine. Why? Because money allows that surgeon to exchange expertise for everything else. Food, housing, transportation, clothing. Without money, specialization becomes harder. Many people must spend more time producing necessities themselves. Progress slows. Innovation slows. Knowledge spreads more slowly. Would we still have computers? Probably. Eventually. Would we have them as quickly? Probably not. The same applies to airplanes, satellites, global shipping, modern medicine. Every advanced system depends on countless exchanges between strangers. Money acts as the bridge. Remove the bridge. The journey becomes much longer. What about wealth? Would inequality disappear? Not necessarily. Humans accumulate valuable things. If money does not exist, other assets take its place. Land, livestock, tools, resources, influence. Power rarely disappears. It simply changes form. History provides many examples. In some societies, cattle represented wealth. In others, grain storage signaled status. In others, land ownership determined power. Money did not create hierarchy. It often made hierarchy easier to measure. Could a moneyless world be happier? That depends on what happiness means. Some small communities might become more connected. People could rely more heavily on neighbors. Relationships might become stronger. Local cooperation might increase. Yet there are trade-offs. Large-scale projects become harder. Global collaboration becomes harder. Scientific research becomes harder. The modern world is built upon cooperation between millions of strangers. Money helps coordinate that cooperation. Would humanity willingly give that up? Perhaps some communities would. Entire civilizations rarely do. And here we reach the most surprising possibility. A world without money might not remain moneyless. Imagine a village. People barter every day. Over time, certain items become popular. Salt, grain, metal. Not because everyone needs them, because everyone accepts them. The moment an item becomes universally accepted for trade, something remarkable happens. It starts acting like money. Nobody planned it. Nobody voted for it. Nobody designed it. The system emerged naturally. Throughout history, many objects have served this role. Cowrie shells, silver, gold, salt, large stone discs, even cigarettes in prisoner-of-war camps. Humans repeatedly create money-like systems whenever exchange becomes difficult. Could this process be inevitable? Some researchers believe it might be. Not because money is magical, because cooperation at scale requires tools. Money is one of the most powerful tools humans have ever created. Not because it has value itself, because it allows people to transfer value efficiently. And that changes everything. The food in your kitchen, the clothes in your closet, the phone in your hand, the electricity in your walls, all depend on vast networks of cooperation. Networks so large that no individual could fully understand them. Money helps keep those networks functioning. Which brings us back to your empty wallet. If humans never invented money, civilization would look very different. Smaller, slower, more local, perhaps more personal. But one question remains. Would humans truly live forever without money? Or would they eventually reinvent it? History suggests the answer. Again, and again, and again. Because money is not merely paper. It is not merely coins. It is not merely numbers on a screen. Money is a technology. A tool for turning strangers into trading partners. A tool for transforming millions of individual decisions into civilization. And perhaps the strangest part is this. The most powerful invention in human history may be something that only works because we all agree to believe in it.